to do this. So we're gonna restart this again. Hello everybody. Welcome to a new live drawing session. Today we're gonna be drawing some heads. We're gonna draw some heads, some faces. We're gonna be working on drawing the main structure of the head, which is a circle. Then we're gonna be adding some structure to the jaw, something easier to read, and then we're gonna be looking at the first reads of the face. For example, the angle, what are the angles of the eyes, like the tilt of the head. So we're gonna be checking on those things, like the basic ones to warm up. We don't want to go to like details as usual. We start like very easy and comfortable, very loose. Don't worry too much about the whole proportions, but try to get them as much as you can. So that's what we're gonna be doing today. The last two sessions were about figure drawing. That one was heavily focused on gesture, which was a lot of fun to do. I hope you guys got the chance to look at those and practice and draw along. As well as the previous week was a great session. I'm gonna be recommending you guys, I'm gonna add it in the link below, the head drawing workshop that I did over like 2 years ago. And basically I explained most of the things I'm gonna be like reinforcing in here. The principles doesn't change that much. So I'm gonna be focusing on those basically. So if you wanna go back and practice with other sets of faces and all that, that's a good source of video. That video has like over like 1.3 million views. So I guess it's good. So I definitely recommend you to check that video in specific because it's very solid. This one is gonna be also, really solid. So first, I want to thank you for the support again, for subscribing to the channel, for being part of this, for practicing, for keeping up with the updates and everything, the art that I've been doing, and whatever comes into the channel. So yeah, let's start thinking about what are we gonna be focusing on, right? And something that I forget, because there are different ways of approaching the head drawing. There are different ways of approaching it. We can work with the shape of it. We can work with placing some placeholders like the eyes, the mouth, and then by placing those, then we can construct around it. We can focus a lot on the construction, or we can focus on being more cartoonish and get more personality out of these faces. So there are different approaches for like drawing faces. It can be very loose. It could be like really constructive. We can go really realistic on these drawings if you want to. We can go very structural on this as well. We can work with the shadow shapes of the face. If we have a good lighting, we can help our structure by having some lighting, some shadow shapes in the in the face to help us give some form to the head. I'm trying to because sometimes I struggle drawing just lines and just drawing the eyes and everything just without placing any guidance or any guidelines. Sometimes I think, I can draw the head because I've drawn so many times, and I draw with simple lines and I go with the lines and everything, but then I start having some troubles with the placement, and it doesn't flow that well. So instead of focusing on just lines, I like to use a rounded brush and then use some values to just basically paint the face, to paint the main values of the face, and then add some of those details with the pencil, and with values basically. So blocking, it's more like a painting and blocking. So sometimes it's easier to see it just by blocking everything and then drawing on top of that. So we can have different approaches, and that's kind of like the point of this workshop, is for you to see different ways of approaching it. If you find something useful here, you can apply it to something you have seen in other videos from other like YouTubers or other like techniques or all of that. There's a lot of information here on YouTube about it. So I'm sure there's a lot of information that we can use. Close that door. Pow! Too many helicopters in LA. Right? So yeah, that's what you're gonna be doing. There's gonna be the first session. Let me see the whole path is gonna be. We're gonna do 7 drawings of 2 minutes and 30 seconds. These are gonna be quick. These are gonna be gestural. We're gonna be really flowy with the lines. We're gonna do 2 minutes and 30 seconds. Let's see how that goes. Then we're gonna take a little break. We can after that see how I'm doing. Then 8 drawings, 7 minutes each. Then another 5 minutes, and then 5 drawings of 10 minutes each. So we're gonna increase the time as we go. Okay. I'm gonna try that. Sometimes this is what happens when we are doing this kind of workshops or practices. Like we find a phase and we are into it, and well, I just jump into the next one, and maybe you want to like spend a little bit more time on that. So that's what we're trying to do, like, build and then decide if we want to stop or not. But also don't get stuck in trying to finish one head completely, right? And I'm gonna be focusing a lot on construction and all of that. I have a good video again about how to draw the face, but I'm gonna put in here this picture that is also good to use for reference, right? And I have it. This was provided to me by the Concept Design Academy. It's cool that I went. But this is basically the same knowledge for everything, right? So we try to establish the circle of the head. The circle of the head is not completely like a circle. It's more like a little beam. So it has some kind of like top, side planes. It's more like a rectangle. So that's why we want to, move that circles a little bit. Then we try to find like long angles, like the front of the face, the jaw coming from the ear down to the jaw. Find the jaw, starting from the ear to the chin. So we're trying to find those lines. We're trying to define straight lines to start giving like space to the form. And then we can try to find the angle of the face, especially the eyes will tell a lot about the angle, because the jaw can move. The jaw can move, but the angles of the face of like the eyes cannot change because you cannot put one eye on top of each other. So the jaw moves, but the top of the cranium, the skull, won't move. So that's something to keep in mind to look for. Like, right, what is the angle of the eyes? Tilted, how tilted? Like this, like that, like this. So we gotta read that. We have to think about, well, that's the mask. Where are the eyes in terms of like the angle and tilt? And then we can try to find the side of the face of the head. I have this on a YouTube channel. On my YouTube channel here on the how to draw the head. The video is a little bit older, but it's the same technique, right? And so we have the side of the face, and then basically it's like giving form and start like chopping and filling and establishing planes of the face and all of that. So if you haven't had enough time for learning the planes of the face, I will definitely encourage you to practice. I have one of these in here. These are really helpful to see the planes of the face and the head. Very useful. You can find these online. You don't need to have the thing itself. You can just look for photos of the planes of the head, and that will be helpful. I think I could take some photos of this and then put it on my Patreon. I think I already have some photos from the previous session. And there's also the female face, right? And we're gonna be working a lot with the female face. This one, the planes are like simple on one side, simple on one side and more complicated and more. There are more planes on the other side of the face, which is great for studies and understand. So it's good to have this in the hand. Sometimes I'm like struggling, and then I look at this and it's like, okay, this is a good way to practice. All right. If you don't have these, well, I'll take some photos and you can you can use these. I'll try to prepare next time to have more photos for you guys. But while we do that, well, we can find a lot of the planes with a lot of the construction with the angles of the eye, the tilt, and all that. Okay, so basically we are building on top of that planes of the face, front, side, and the neck. And so yeah, that would be that. And from the 3/4, basically is kind of like the same, finding that rounded cranium volume, and then dropping the longest, the vertical line of the face, and then the jaw coming from the ear to the chin, and then establish some of the angles. And so that's kind of like the process of it. In a nutshell, kind of like really quick. You can see the videos and look at them. I have a proper video on here on YouTube explaining all of that. Okay. So yeah, now that we're here, we can start drawing some faces. We're gonna do a lot of like female faces, like girls' faces in typical Pinterest and girls. Maybe some Judy from Street Fighter. Whatever faces I found funny or easy or fun to draw, I'm adding them. Maybe there will be a male or two, but right now let's do some girls, some female faces, female head. Okay. All right. So don't focus. I try not to focus too much on the whole process of constructing the face and everything. Try just to follow along as I go. And let me put some music. Let me put some music here before we start. So grab your pencils and get ready and take your time. If it goes too fast, remember you can come back and watch the video again. And you know. And all of that. Gonna turn some lights before I start because it's gonna get dark here. All right. All right, let's start. Let me disappear. See you in a while, guys. Where can I disappear? All right, here we go. And let's see what we get now. Let's test that we're on the right. There you go. You know, when we start, we can like practice a little bit, warm up that hand, try to draw bigger lines. You can practice a little bit to warm up your hand, circles, lines, like this, sweep lines, right? We can practice like this, doing lines to warm up, straight lines, corners, right? We can practice with some boxes to warm up, right? We can practice on like boxes. Can practice with like some curves, some flowy curves to get the hand a little bit warm up, you know. Like repeated lines are fun to draw and also good because if we're gonna be shading certain parts of the face with some like cross hatching, it's good to have that. We can do some circles, right? Try to draw some circles, some bigger ones, smaller ones, tiny ones, right? So this way we can warm up our hand because we need that. We can try some curves like this. These are great. Doesn't have to be something like definite or in specific. You can try this. It's good to have that lines locking into each other. It's good, right? So I like to do this. Maybe some lines locking into each other. Yeah, I think those are great. It helps a lot. We can also start with like some heads, long lines, the ear, right? We can start with some basic heads, circle, center line, long lines, ear, head, the neck. You know, that's what we need in terms of construction. It will be something like this. Right, we can divide a little bit. Can do a lot of this. These are great for what we're gonna be doing, right? So circle, longer lines here. Try to place the ear around here. And something that happens a lot is that that we can draw a circle, but then we forget to actually kind of expand that circle a little bit. Like we need to make sure that it's more like this, right? So when I think about the head of the craning of the head, I like to think more of a rectangle, right? Like a boxy, like a box, and then rounded in the corners. Right? Because then that way we have a side plane, and then we have a top plane, and we have a frontal plane. So if we have that, we're gonna have a head that looks solid because we have those planes established, right? So like when you draw the head, like try to see where the box of the top of the head is, right? And then you can make it a little bit round. Can do the jaw. So I always like finding myself correcting the back of the head, the space, the proportions. So it's okay if you don't get it right at the first. Right? And thank you guys for watching the videos. All right. So always think about the head, not only like a circle and then you draw your face and all that. You think about the back of the head and the front of the head, the top, the side of the head, the ear. Okay? Always thinking in three-dimensional, in a three-dimensional sense. All right. It's a good warm up, you know, lines and all this, it helps. So take your time with this so you feel like you're warm up, you know. I personally like to draw like lines like this. Right? That's just like, I like to do that. Kinda helps to warm up the fingers and the shoulder too. When you draw, don't rely always on the fingers. Try to use the shoulder and the fingers at the same time. So draw from the shoulder, and then you will have more flowy, like smooth lines. All right. So okay, well, let's start with the workshop. Let's start with the faces and all that. And if we find something that is hard, then you know we can move on to something like a different face, so we don't have to like just do one. Sorry, we don't have to do just one set. Sorry, yeah, we don't have to do the face that we just get. We can like change our mind and then try something else. And also, please let me know if you can like listen to myself. Like, can you listen to my voice pretty well? Just let me know. All right, so let's go. And again, don't worry if you make some mistakes or anything. This is just, you can just draw and later delete the layer if you don't like it. But this is just work. You know, we're training here. So let's go. Look how we saw Sofia Vergara. So I'm gonna focus again. Try to see the back of the head. Right? The jaw. The neck. It's only like 2 minutes, so don't focus on the details. Right? I'll try to find that ear here. If you make mistakes, it's fine. This is only the first one. See the eyes, the nose, at the bottom of the ear. When I place those eyes, I like to draw a circle, a sphere, and then on top of that draw the eyelid. Kinda helps. With eyebrows. Right? Then if we are too harsh on our lines, because sometimes that happens to me, we can, you know, light down a little bit the first lines that we did and just try to like match. Remember, we're not like looking exactly for the same face or be realistic. We're trying to start something here. And if you have already a style, then try to incorporate that style with your drawings. Like I have my own style. So if you have a way of drawing eyes or certain lines that you like to do, just do that. If you are working digitally, you can increase the size of your brush. Okay, that was the first one. We didn't even do the hair, so probably need to go faster. Alright, so do your head. Sometimes I like to look at the overall shape. We can do that too. See what we get. Circle. And think about the three-dimensional aspect. And then Try to establish the main elements here. Also, the hair can help us to frame the face. Center line. Ear. Again, sometimes I like to draw 2 circles, 2 spheres. Place the eyes there. Maybe the skull is bigger than that, so I want to have that. Probably not enough time. And it's kind of hard to time yourself when you're drawing like faces, because it can take a long time. So I'm actually testing to see if actually this is like enough time for me. Maybe we need to put some more time, maybe 3 minutes. Well, try to get as much as you can in there. And remember, you can come back later and work on this. I'm noticing that my cheekbone is actually too low, which is something that happens when you draw a lot of manga. Right? And don't worry about the glasses. You can put something like there. That should be enough. Don't forget the eyelashes with a thicker brush. I always have my fingers on the increase and reduce size of my brush. Okay? So yeah, let's do another one. The head. Notice that the angle of the eyes is like this. So it's like a down face, like pointing this. A good way is to also look at the nose and see where it's pointing at. Whew. Right. Establish your ear. It's good to have your ear there. The back of the head. Front. I like to see the relationship of the top of the ear and the eyes, roughly where they could be. Then also the nose. And then the mouth. So just by having some placements there is good. Again, the spheres for the eyes. And we can see the silhouette of the head. Pay attention to the corner of the cheekbones and then how it just starts going down. A little bit of shade on the neck. Circles. The nose. Nose is tricky, so I recommend you to practice how to draw noses separately. If you know, then awesome, but take your time to practice how to draw the nose. It can be challenging, for sure. Noses are actually pretty hard because there's a lot of different planes. And look at the design or like the shape of the head, of the face, of the hairline. And if we need more time, let's go back, right? Let's go back. Maybe it's too fast, right? Or maybe I'm being too detailed, right? That's something to take into consideration, right? Maybe I'm going too fast and I want to like achieve a full drawing of the face. So that's something that I'm realizing right now, right? Maybe I'm just too how can I say that, to focus on getting something completely done, and that might not be the best approach. So when you're drawing, reassess your focus on what you're doing, and maybe that's something that's happening, right? I want to do a full head with eyes and all that, and the amount of time is really short. So that's something to, keep in mind. So if you need to stop and just flesh out the face a little bit more because you think you're going in a good direction, just do that, and take some time to warm up also the face. But I will try to focus the next drawings make them more simple, because I can see that how it can be really hard for people who want to start to get better at drawing faces. Is probably too fast. But that's the thing about art. We are always trying to see if the approach is the right one or not. Yeah, maybe too fast for what I want, and sometimes I go really fast, right? I get excited and start drawing and spend a lot of time just trying to get as much as possible in so little time. So let's go again with the same head, and I'm just gonna focus on the construction, okay? So right? So let's try again. Alright. So I'm gonna start with the space of the head. Like a circle, a little bit of a circle. Then I'm gonna do the center line. It goes down. Find the side of the head by dividing that. Should be on the top. Find that ear. Side of the head. Right. The neck is a cylinder, so let's do a cylinder. Can put the spheres for the eyes in here. And the mouth. Should be good enough. Again, if it's not perfect or correct, this is the point of practicing, right? Yeah, something like this goes a long way. Yeah, that's something what we want to achieve to start. A circle, the center line. This is gonna be like a little bit easier. Across here, where it's gonna be here, and cheek. I'll say that this line is the hardest one to get. So think about where is the jaw, what is the line of that jaw, right? From here to here, from here to here, so that should help. Ear, another ear, eyebrows, can draw a circle there if you want. The nose, the mouth, and do the upper lips and the lower lips. Notice that I'm using a little bit of a bigger brush. I just increase the size of it so I can cover more. I'm not drawing the eyebrows like just the line. I'm just placing a big chunk for the eyebrows and the lips. So let's like clarify that in here. So that now that I think about it, because I haven't done a lot of like head drawings like this in a long time. So I guess like my tip now that I'm going through this and I'm thinking like, well, what could be a good what is a good tip that I'm doing right now is that what I just said, right? I'm taking the bigger size of my brush, and with that brush I'm trying to do the eyebrows. We can do the top of the eyelashes, we can do a little bit of the shadow of the nose, and we can do the top lip and the bottom of the lip, right? So with a bigger, thicker brush, we can have these elements and place them without actually having to draw the lip like this and trying to figure out all of that, all the lips and all the angles of the lips, right? So when we're doing those head drawings, it's kind of easier to do that way. It helps me, at least it helps me a lot to do that. And you can even add a little bit, like a little bit here of the eyelashes, right? So I suggest you guys to try that. Just try it out. You feel like probably you can get more of the drawing done just by using a bigger brush and placing those elements in there. So eyebrows, the eyelashes, the nose, like the shadow of the nose or the hole of the nose, nostril, sorry, and then the top of the lip. The top of the lip, we can like, we can do this a little bit there. So with that, we have a nice some lips already, and with a thicker brush. So that's what I'm doing. As I'm drawing, I'm not keeping the same line thickness. I'm just always up and down. So I recommend you to use the keyboard to increase and decrease the size of the brush. I'm always doing that. I don't go and change a little bit the size. I just go to my keyboard, and the shortcuts are on the next two keyboard keys next to the P. I cannot see what it is because I have some stickers. I usually so much I use that all the time, like changing the sizes, that I place some stickers, and so when I'm working, I don't need to like look at where my fingers are. I know that those are the stickers I need to look at. It's just just stuff that I use for myself, but right. So I hope that helps, and that's gonna be my approach from now on. Using the eyebrows, the brackets, thank you guys, and the eyelashes, and the top of the mouth, the shadow of here. Sometimes we can use the whole brush to do the lips, right? Just like this. That will be enough. And then you can also use a bigger brush for the eyes if you want to, so you can get them done easily, instead of just drawing the line, right? I think that's fine and good. So the next drawings I'll be doing, I'll be focusing on that. Yeah. And another thing that we can also use, if you are on Photoshop, you can select whatever you have drawn, and you can go to filter and you go to liquify, right? And then liquify, we can also change a few things. So if we see the face, if your face is looking like this, and say, well, I think the angles of the face are more like pointing down here. Maybe the corner of the eyebrows are like a little bit higher, right? And then maybe like this mouth is a little bit longer, right? So we can change a few things by tweaking what we have. I know some people might think it's cheating, but if you can see those things and you can fix that without actually having to draw the whole face again, that's a good indication that you can critique yourself and see, like, what do I need to change? What is that I'm seeing that I'm doing the wrong way, right? Just be careful if you tweak it too much and then you have a mess. Okay, right? So we can change faces and we can like play with that. I hope you guys are getting some good tips in here. So I'm gonna continue. Yeah, just be careful not tweaking too much with liquify. Use the bigger with a bigger brush, because then it happens to me all the time and end up with like 3 different layers with all of the faces. Like I tweaked them too much that actually the first one was not that bad. Happens to all. We are all artists. All right, so let's continue with the face. Also look for the shape of the hair and how it frames the face, sorry. Try not to draw each hair, try to draw the shape, chunks of it. Try to zoom out. Let's continue a little bit with this one so we can finish. Okay. I also have a tutorial on how to draw the neck. So I try to go with a silhouette and some big chunks. This is a good chunk. There's another chunk in here. Again, if it doesn't look exactly like the person, it's okay. We are not looking to get the likeness exactly. We're just practicing. All right, let's go with the next one. This one is kind of wild, so why not? Why not? Let's try something like wild. And we can have fun with this, have fun with some different faces, some different expressions. So there's a circle there, circle kind of like representing the mass, this mass. If I put it next to her, it's like, that's what I'm thinking about it. Center line. Notice the shape of the mouth. Notice there's like an upper lip. There's like a line here, and then the lower one. And if our jaw is too short, just extend it. The eyes, the bottom eyelid is kind of like flat, or like this. Top is more like curved. Again, increase the size of that brush. Right, increase the size of the brush. Increasing the size of the brush for the lip shape. The bottom lips. Forget to draw the teeth. And again, I have a tutorial on the drawing the head and drawing the faces and the mouth. I think I have one. And try not to add too many lines. Like these lines like these are like too much. Depends on what you want, but I wouldn't add too many lines into the face, especially if it's a woman, female face, female. Alright, so that should be enough. Forget the forehead, and then the head in the back. Just by having a little bit of volume like this is enough, and then you can draw the shape of these. You can exaggerate the crazy hair. And remember just to have fun, man. If it doesn't look exactly like that, it's not the point. The point is to have fun. Sketch. This is where the lines, curvy lines, sweeping lines becomes fun to do. We can do like something exaggerate here. Maybe she has like a bigger thing. Draw the sweater. Don't just limit yourself to the face and the head. Try to draw whatever is around. Actually, like learning where the clothing wraps around the head is super important. It's actually super helpful to look at those things. Don't draw just the head like floating there. So also make sure to know where the shoulders in the back, because here is different than here, right? So yeah. All right, let's go for another one. This one have like more expressions. So again, for these ones, circle here, the front of the face, the jaw opening, the ear, center line, bottom of the ear. Try to get that nose there. Hola, hola. Right, so yeah. Look at the eyebrows. Helps a lot. Circle for the spheres for the eyes. See where the hairline goes. Maybe add some hair. And the thing, I'm kind of messy when I draw. I know some people are like really clear, and for me, I just like to do a lot of lines until like I give shape to that, right? So yeah. And this is where I see that my drawing proportions are okay, but still not capturing the face proportions correctly. So I'm gonna do what I just told you. Get that, select the area of the face of the head, and then go to liquify, filter, liquify, and then compare to your reference there, and with a big brush try to move like a cheeks. She has some cheeks. So the jaw, the chin, sorry, it's a little bit further, and the nose is kind of like more like tinier, right? So this is the part where you can compare and see and move things around, and you know, maybe readjust, fix, correct, pull certain things up and down, lips, mouth, right? I like that. And it's very subtle, so it takes time. Yeah, I think we're like kind of like warming up, but at the same time kind of going in depth to it. Yeah, that's kind of like the nature of these live streams, you know, very free flowing, right? So increase the size of your brush and get those eyebrows there. And the top of the eyelashes, just follow that curvature along the sphere that we drew. You can use your brush and give a little bit of shading there too. Why not? Eyelashes. Pay attention to the lower eyelid. Tells a lot about the expression. Also where the eyeball is, the iris. to the bottom of the teeth. Increase the size of your brush for the lips. Do some eyelashes, looks more feminine. Exaggerate if you need to. This is just my style of how I like to draw things. Big brush so we can do some shadow shapes. And I know this is like a little bit advanced because the drawing the mouth open and all that is it's not an easy thing to do. Right? Let's draw a little bit of the hair. Yeah, it was supposed to be 3 minutes, but yeah, that's what happens. Maybe these are too complex, but you know, it's good to see some more complex kind of head drawings get done. That way you can see how other people solve certain problems, or what do they found difficult when they draw that kind of faces, you know, because what we want in our drawing is to have something more expressive, right? Because if we draw just like a face smiling there like barely, it's boring. So we want to have a little bit more of range in our expressions, like the face and all of these. Thank you, Adam. Thank you guys for like commenting and reading your comments, by the way, on the chat, and reading them. Try to like keep in mind some of your suggestions and what you're saying in there. Yeah. Yeah, mostly like this will be enough. I think maybe maybe if you are too much into one drawing, take some time and take a break and then come back later. Also help, right? And if you want to go a little bit further, you can take your brush, make the size bigger, and add a little bit of like shading, especially around the eye, to make that mascara kind of effect, kind of vampiresque style. Yeah, and you can use your eraser to bring the teeth out, shape of it. Take your time, right? Something like that. Anyway, this was a very challenging one. A very challenging one. All right, let's go. Let's go for the next one. Yeah, so don't get discouraged if it's too like complicated. You can come back to it and then see how it was done. Okay, this is kind of cute. This is more like easier to do, kind of like nicer. And when I see a photo like this, I think first, or what I notice first, I like personally, is the eyes, the angle like this. So I know there's gonna be the face gonna have this plane like this, right? Kind of facing this, and this means that this being the angle of the eyes. That means that the head is gonna be more like this, right? If we finish that if we do this as a box, very blocky way, you know, I think the ear will be like around here, right? So now we have the side, and then we have the front, and but we have that angle in here. So that's the most important to me, because then other elements, like these are the eyes, supposedly the eyes, and then the nose will also fall into that direction, and also the mouth will fall into that direction plane. And what we need to do as we work is to make sure later that we follow the roundness of the face, right? The roundness. This is not flat, but it's, you know, round, round, and round, right? Then we know these things: the bottom of the nose, the eyes, the mouth. What is the general direction? That's just that's just for the explanation, right? She doesn't look like this, but having that angle there, and also we could be also make it more extreme, right? We can like select that and then select Control T and then skew that, and you can skew that a little bit more to find that angle there. Probably like this is good, right? So that's what I look at. The first thing I look at the drawing, apart from like the shape, is that the angle of the both eyes. Yeah, you're back to school. Welcome to school. My school, free school. So thank you guys for subscribing. We are like reaching how many? Almost 200,000 subscribers. You know, people are joining, so that's happy. I'm happy for that. Okay. So yeah, let's do that, keeping in mind the tips that I just said. And let me put some music again. We can be sketchy and all that with our lines. It's good. I'm gonna try to go a little bit lighter too. Bigger brush for the lips. Notice here the nose, and then this line for the lips. That's so helpful. This line is so helpful to see how further the lips are, or how, yeah. Bigger brush. Right. Eyes, top of the eyelid. She has the eyes like semi-closed. So that's, then the eyebrows. It's too fast. Yeah. Right, so I have the angle of the nose, the eyes, the mouth is working well. The back, the neck. And maybe her jaw is a little bit, it doesn't go forward too much, just a little bit back. So those are little things to notice. Not all of the faces are the same. Oh yeah, by the way, some of the images that are here are from Pinterest, and I have a Pinterest board where you can find these images. I think I updated with the new ones. So if you want to practice, you can use that Pinterest board. I think the link is on the description. Right? And you put some music again. Going back. And this is something that happens. Look at the size of the face. Oops. So I need to increase the size of this. Happens all the time. So beware. They end up smaller and smaller and smaller. Happens to me all the time. Right? So we have this. So the hair. To a bigger brush. Neck shadow. Then ear shadow there. The eyebrows are too serious on my drawing, so I have to make it more soft, more rounded, less sharp. Just like this. And nose. Don't forget the other side of the nose too. And lips. Have fun with that. Somebody asked, do you ever feel like you have the reference down perfectly? Like if you do, how do you avoid getting that feeling? Like I have to get the reference down perfectly, sorry. How do I get that feeling? Like, I guess if you capture the vibe of the photo, then that should be like enough. Because that's the limitations, right? Like you have to like place some limits to what you want to focus your practice on. For me, it's a little bit tricky because I also have that issue where I can start like detailing things too much, and I think we all have those things, right? And one thing I want to say for like for finishing the eyes and all that, instead of trying to like create some kind of eye from structure and all this, we can use a thicker brush and just see the shape of the eyes, right? It's just this shape is like all we need. Right, that's the shape. Same here. Something like this. Again, don't focus too much on the perfection or anything like that. But I mean, if you're happy with what you have so far, then that should be enough, right? Maybe add some value here for the eyes, for the hair. You know, sometimes it's hard to talk and paint at the same time. Light value for the face, why not? And something that's really cool for like I guess like black characters or like black people is that you can see actually the highlights really well. The highlights are like easier to see, so you can practice that too. If you have some time, you can practice where the highlights do you see here, and then practice those highlights. It's kind of like an easier way to read them, and that will definitely make your head studies way better, studying a little bit where those highlights are, right? And then use those in future drawings. And I don't have to get all of them, but just the corners, corner of the nose, here inside the eye, a little bit here at the top of the eyebrow, maybe the top plane of the eye here, eyelid. So study the face, study the structure, study the highlights, and as the more you practice this, that you will see all the time some kind of like highlights that gets repeated all the time. And then when you draw, you're like, oh, highlight goes here, 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 because you already have seen it so many times, and you know where they should be. Okay. Go for the next one. Let's say take a break. I'll take a really quick break. Can answer some of your questions that you have. I know there's a few questions on and off. Let me see what we have done so far. We did 7 drawings. You know, we start a little bit rough, but then we start like toning down the structure, right? Toning down the structure, and then be able to draw on top of that. Also, you can do the same, right? Let's say I don't have the reference anymore. Try another layer, and yeah, why not just try to draw on top of that, like a face, right? From what you know. And after practicing, it's good to try your own faces to see what can you come up with, right? You can use those as a base to do whatever drawings you want to do. You can even make the eyes bigger, you know. Start making your animesque head drawing. You know, maybe make the nose smaller, cute. You know, big eyes, looking at you. Eyelashes. Can get your Disney proportions, faces. The good thing is that once you get warm up, then it's like easier to do other things. You add too many lines. Yeah, that happens a lot. Adding too many lines. That's why having different layers is helpful. You can do many lines like I do, and then after that, you know, simplify a little bit, clean here and there, have multiple passes. You know, that's kind of like my advice usually. Draw things a couple of times. A couple of times will help a lot. Like, I don't just draw one and oh, I'm done. I don't want to do that drawing anymore. I just, no, it's like playing an instrument or playing some music or something. So like you have to actually practice it a lot so you can get it down, get information down, learn from it. And the more you draw, the more you're gonna get from that. And the face, the drawings, the more you can extract. Is Street Fighter your favorite fighting game? Yes, it is, and I'm very hooked into it. We're gonna probably Yuri's gonna start popping in the next practices. I have to go to Brazil. Hopefully, I will go. If you guys invite me with a ticket, I'll go. So yeah, I'll go there. Okay, break is finishing. This is a drawing break. That happens to me a lot when I'm doing figure drawing with a real model. It's like, okay, break time, and I'm like still like drawing and cleaning and doing all the things on my drawing. Right? Do you have any tips for designing your line work? I remember you mentioning darkening corners where the light might not reach, but any other things to keep in mind? Yeah, just practice shadow shapes. Practicing the shadow shapes is a good way to practice to simplify the lines, right? You want thinner lines where they are like less, when the things are like less, the transitions are softer. You don't want to have like a thicker line in the middle of the nose. Also doesn't look that good, right? You don't want to have a thicker line like this in there. All right, we got some demons in here. Let's see what we can do. Maybe this is too complicated. Let's go to another one. Okay, this one. And yeah, let's try to simplify things a little bit more, especially with expressions like this. Let me put some music in here. Ping. Ping. So the front of the face, jaw, ears, and now I want to see the flow of the eyebrows. Is funny. It's a nice flow there. Also the mouth, right? And then right, that's the kind of the information I'm looking at this when I look at this head. So let's try to go for that. Also, even the nose going like this. So we have a straight line, and nose going like this. Right, the lips are going like this. This eyebrow is raised. So basically, what it's telling me, like, everything is being pulled by the muscles in the forehead. Yeah. Corner of the eyebrow being pushed up, nostrils push up, corner of the lips, well, top of the lips So that's kind of like what I'm looking for in here. Is like, look at that. Where is all that energy being pushed? Where is the direction, right? Got the flow, the eyebrows. Big brush again, guys. Big brush. Big brush for the eyebrows. Big brush for the top of the eyelid. Big brush. Big brush. Right? Just there. Eyebrows. Alright, so it's like that. The eyes, we can just, you know, shade a little bit where the eyes are. Don't focus too much on detail. Right? Cheekbones. So basically what you want to do is to simplify the shapes, right? Like these lips is fine. This lip is fine. I like because it has the energy that we need. If we're doing like animation movie, probably. But obviously after this you can start like adding more planes, breaking the top of the lip. And you can go in the corners here, maybe a little bit of the teeth, maybe not. You know, you can go in, but as long as you have that this information, then that's what we need. Also, you can go sometimes heavy on the nose, and we want for the nose to, especially like front, or depending on the photo. We want to capture probably the nostrils, like very lightly. That should be fine. Some people like to draw the shadow shape too. You can do that too, right? To me at least, I like to just see what works best. Maybe these nostrils are too much for what I need. Maybe just having one higher than the other is enough. Right, so we can think about simplifying instead of like adding more details. Maybe this is what we need only for the nose, is just this information that should be enough. But we'll see later, right? And the eyes as well, we have the shape. The eyes, we can start adding a little bit more of a darker value. Eyebrows, try to draw the flow of the hair. And the eyebrows kind of looks nicer, and if not, you can use an eraser and erase a little bit to create a shade or like a gradation. Okay. So yeah, guys. Also, don't forget to press the notification bell on the channel so you know when there are new streams happening, because the notification bell that you know when I'm coming live, and you're gonna be reminded. It actually works. Right, so I like this. Stylized to my a little bit. See the cheekbones. And I think that this is the most difficult part of drawing the head, is the jaw structure, something to be practiced and spend time doing that, because it's so easy to screw the face if you have the wrong jawline. So those, also the nose, these things takes time, because you need to draw them like, you know, simplified and realistic, and try different approach with different styles to see what works best for you. But definitely, like the jawline and all that, you need to know the structure of the bony structure of the face. Practicing with a skull, or like drawing the skull is super important too. Just to know the corners, right? Like, right at the mouth. So, because I think when we draw, and that happens to me a lot when I start drawing, and sometimes it happens to me, so is that because we have seen so many drawings of different artists and different things, and we're like, oh, I like how this person draw whatever part of the body. Oh, I like how he draw the jaw of these characters. But then we're basically copying the style of somebody, but we don't know what was the process of that artist to take that decision, right? And usually it's based on the knowledge of the structure of the face, that is the skull and everything. So they just have a way of doing it because they like it. But what happens when we learn some graphic shapes that we want to use, and then we have to rotate the face, and we don't know how to move that design around in 3D forms, right? That's when it becomes a challenge. When you draw based on somebody else's style, unless you have all the reference of how that style is being solved, then you can complete the whole style flexibility, I guess, the range. Do you guys understand what I'm trying to say? I don't know. Sometimes I explain things and I'm like, am I making my point? Hopefully. Nice. So this is what I like here. It's all good. So that's why it's good to know the structure of the head to place the elements. So it happened to me when I was starting. I'm like, oh, I like this artist style, and then I will copy that because I didn't have any knowledge. And I will just copy this artist style, but then I didn't know why he did those lines. I just know it looked pretty cool. So having to know the way the structure of the heads work it will solve things for you, and then now you can decide, oh, maybe this is a better approach or not. Anyhow, this is the face I did for this one, right? And I like it. I like how it came out. Remember, we can also use liquify post drawing. You can duplicate your layer if you don't want to screw what you have, but using this we can play a little bit with the proportions, and maybe she has more like this, maybe that, because we can still push higher, right? We can push more elements, right? Like this, like the face, we can push it higher, right? Very subtle, but it's nice. It's nice. It's nice to have this option. Technology also good. Okay, so you can press P and then see what changed. And I like it, so. Whew. Let me breathe a little bit. All right, so let's go for the next one. You guys having fun? You're learning a little bit? And also remember that you can watch this video many times and you can double check whatever I said, and then maybe you get other tips that you are not getting right now, because that happened to me. I have seen tutorials and I was like, oh, I got part of that, but then later like, oh, I watch it again. I was like, oh, now I understand this. I didn't understand that. So that happened to me. But yeah, I'm reading both Twitch and YouTube messages. So I'm reading your comments. Cannot reply to all of those. So I'm trying to also figure out good tips for you guys. Let's try another one. Let's try this one. Have some Judy fun. All right, so what I see again is the eyes. What is the angle of the eyes? The angle of the jaw, the ear, the head, the angle of the eyes in here. All right, so maybe like something like this, like that. The head. What happened to me is that I draw the face like this, the head, sorry, and then actually I should make it more rounded at the top. And then bring it back behind the ear, like that. And the jaw as well. Make it soft, rounded for the neck. So let's find the center line, the nose. The mouth, the eyes, try to get all the information and then draw the hair after it. Cheekbones, tone. Let's do the smiling face. And then it's in here. Maybe the tone coming out. Little eyebrows, but bigger brush though. Bigger brush. Can do that back here, then we can do the croissant. Let's do the croissant. So I love some croissants, by the way. Hair, chunky hair here. The bangs. something like this. We'll see. Right? So for me, that will be my structure. And what do I see here? I see the eyebrows going like this. It's good to reinforce that. Croissant. Well, I'm from Venezuela, so croissant, un croissant. Croissant. Or should I say cachitos? So, yeah, los cachitos. Cachito is a horn. Alright, so this is like my structure. I feel like it's good. Let me reinforce some gestures, you know, inside the face. Cachitos. In Venezuela, cachitos. So we do the nose. So reinforce that nose there. The bridge in here. It's good to have that. The eye shape. She has a crazy eyes, so bigger brush for the eyelashes. See the face, then the other like bigger brush for eyelashes. And even if I don't see the other side, I'll try to create it based on the other side, on the shape. That's kind of hard, to be honest. Sometimes it's hard to see how it should be the shape. Then the nose. I think I should make a nose tutorial. That'll be a good thing to do, because I found that something that I needed to improve a long time ago was a nose. My nose drawings were from imagination, they sucked because I always drew like anime faces, so I never worry about learning how to properly draw a nose until I said enough. I need to learn how to draw the nose. Yeah, because the nose is tricky. It's tricky. It's tricky. We got the tone, la lengua. We got the tone here. Bigger brush for the lips. Let's draw this eyeballs. I think it's more like a smile, like cheeky smiling. Can use a bigger brush for the darker nostril there. Right? Yeah, nostrils can be for the hair. Instead of drawing the hair one by one, let's get that big brush. Try to follow the form. Let's always do some, and sometimes we might have to correct the cheeks. You know, look at the cheeks. cheekbones and the cheekbones too. And we have to like correct that. So let's start to study that too. Like this. Something like this, I feel. Should be fine. So a little bit more here, here. Big brush. Big brush, repeat the strokes. We can either draw the black or we can just fill all of this and then use the different brush or invert the colors. So we can use the white to create the rings. Right? Again, this is not a drawing to make everything perfect, but it's good enough. And also, I wanna have to say that I don't draw heads this big, man. These are like super huge head drawings that I'm doing on my tablet. Like, this is a 27-inch Wacom, so I'm basically drawing the face the size of like, what will be the size of this? Like a mini golf, mini disc golf. Like the size of a frisbee. The frisbee is a little bit bigger, but this is big. And like I said again, if you guys need the images or practice, have these images on my Pinterest board. So yeah, I'll be having those in there for the interested ones who want to practice. I still have images there already from previous sessions. So if you want to practice against some of those, and you know how Pinterest works. It's a never-ending loop of good stuff, and then you might end up not drawing anything because you spend all day just looking at Pinterest. So yeah, this was Judy. I think I'm fine with this. And let's do what I do, or we have been doing with the figure drawing. Let's just do the let's do the silhouette, right? Maybe use the silhouette to reinforce what we did. So designing. You can design. And you don't have to be so heavy-handed with your lines like I do. Very dark in there, but all right, let's go another one. Let's go this one. Let's see what other ones I have. So take a Reiq. Kind of cool. The more simple. And this is the hardest part for like drawing female, is that when you draw the face of a female, it's very subtle, the lines, so you don't have a lot of places to put a lot of structure. Where if it were like an older person with like more wrinkles and structure, is way more fun to draw. Females are like very, well, girls are more subtle, so that takes a lot of practice to be able to master that, you know. Especially with the different kind of faces, the spacing of the eyes are different, the eyebrows, you know, the nose, the angle of the mouth. Right? Yeah, be loose with your drawing, like what I'm doing right now. I'm very scribbly, taking my time, scribbly, trying to find the differences. Look at the photo, see the structure, follow some of the shadow shapes, some of the structure here, the bones, the eyelid, right? The jaw, the corner of that jaw is kind of hard to find. Yeah, we will do the other character for sure. The other person, sorry, it's not a character. Alright, so I'm more loose right now. I think I warmed already for like 2 hours. Alright, nostrils, a little bit of shadow there. So now it's more about being subtle with your work, with your approach, soft, taking the time, you know. These are like 10 minutes, right? So draw the eyes, try to find those angles of the eyes, right? This is a great one, the great reference to see the change in the eyelid, right? See how the bottom eyelid is more like rounded like this. It's kind of cool, actually. It's a good practice. I'm learning from this, so that's the point. I'm also practicing, learning with you guys. We're doing this together. Oh, this is nice. This is not the typical eye that I will draw, but it's cool, right? Somebody saying that they wanted me to draw the black girl before, so I'll go back to that. This is not gonna take that long. I have the feeling it's gonna reinforce a few things and then it should be done. The hair, the neck. All right, go with the darker lines. How often do I do this? Like speed line, speed studies. I wouldn't say speed, but I do them not much. One of the reasons why I'm doing this, actually, apart from teaching and that, is just to practice myself, because I don't do them. I need to do them more often, and this is a good way to push myself to sit down and do this with you guys. I should be doing this more often, to be honest. I get distracted, and so I'm also pushing myself to do this, and this is great because I needed actually this. I think I've been doing a lot of figure drawings and figure in general for poses and things like that, and when I was drawing the face of like I was like, man, I'm struggling with these faces. I'm not like, and that's when I like, okay, I'm gonna do a live stream for drawing the head and drawing the faces and things like that, because then I can refresh. I can go back to what I like, what I know. So that's a good way of killing too many birds with one stone. Teaching, communicating with you guys, spending time here, warming up. You guys also are drawing, learning. Before I would do this a lot when I was studying figure drawing and things like that. I would do this a lot, and I did a lot during the pandemic. A lot of paintings, and that's how I managed to improve, like doing a lot of studies and practicing a lot. I managed to improve my figure and my drawings, because I knew, like, for example, my nose, I was having troubles drawing noses and all the parts of the face. So I'm like, I think I need to practice and study what I'm struggling with. All right. Hello to Dama-chan, who wasn't here in the chat. And I think for the next one, I'm gonna do a different approach. I don't know if I got close to what I wanted, but I definitely practiced a few things I needed to. And again, like I said, it's not about being realistic, just practicing. All right. Also, let me get up for a second. It looks more like a kit on now that I see this. This is fair. It's fine. No problema. I'll use liquify and I'll figure out what to change. I think the eyebrows might be a little bit higher, lower here. Cheekbones rounded. Little big difference, no? All right. Let me go back. You guys want this one or the black girl from before? All right. The other one was this one. All right, let's do this. La morenaza. Sí, la morenaza indeed. Oh no, I haven't been there. Shibari King Baku. No, I'll go. It seems like this is a new trend, drawing some Shibari. But anyway, so for this one, I want to try something different. I want to try to work with values. So I'm going to bring my values here. And I'm going to change my brush to a painting brush that I have. But you can use it with values. So I'm going to use lighter value to block. Trying to squint my eyes. Right, so I'm gonna block a little bit. Hopefully this goes well. Try to block the shape. Blocking the shapes of the head very loosely. A little bit closer, a little bit of a darker value. Start placing maybe a little bit darker value. Start placing the eyes. The eyes should be like around here, I think. Eyebrows. Nose. And this is more of like a painting approach, for sure. But it's kind of like what I was saying before, right? Like use a thicker brush. Because like painting is like basically drawing with a thicker brush. Right? So I try to look at the shapes. Right? So I'm kind of drawing, adding some shadow shapes. These are great for everything, because values, and then also you can start practicing those shadow shapes, and you can really solve a lot of your drawing construction and all that by actually learning how to draw to paint or draw the shapes that makes that structure. All right. Right. So we can go and paint, or I'll say draw. I'm gonna draw with a value, lighter value. Start figuring out, like I said, that line, the line coming from the nose to the lips, super important to get that three-dimensionality of the lips, the roundness, the lips. Somebody asked if I use Copic markers. I used to use Copic markers. I can still use them, but haven't done that much lately. I should do that though. Go back again to it. Right. So if your values are not showing too much, just increase the range for the eyes, like this. And yeah, there will be moments where you start like getting really focused on the drawings. So yeah, so that's how I might forget to keep doing my commentary, because I'm really focusing on the shapes. That's when you are in the zone. So yeah, these drawing faces became a little bit more of like a painting practice, which I totally recommend. Drawing is fun, but also knowing how to paint bigger shapes, it's a plus. It's a plus. Before I was like reluctant to paint more, but you know, doing the line art, doing the colors one by one, I just got tired of doing the same process. So I start painting more, and that has helped my work to be more rich in terms of like shapes and all that. Let me go back to something else. Yeah, we can draw a little bit. Let's draw. So like I said, you guys can change from drawing to painting. You can draw those shapes too. You can paint them, you can draw them. Well, this face is so, it's kind of like a real face size, actually bigger than a real face size. Oh, thank you guys for the donation, for the super chat donation. I rarely ask for those, but I appreciate them. I can buy me a coffee, buy me some tea. Yeah, I like to paint with like little layers. I think I like to do that more. But yeah, you can use like multiply and use those. Later we'll see what can be improved. But again, don't focus too much on the being so realistic on this. Have fun. Have fun. Let me zoom out. Alright, let's do the hair, because that's gonna be a big chunk of the image. And for the hair, why not use a different layer, right? Don't wanna mess it up. So with a new layer, I can be confident I'm not gonna be screwing up what I have. Sometimes if we start focusing too much on the face and the details like is happening to me, then we forget that we need to see the whole picture. Everything has a relationship with everything. So each value has a relationship with each other. And by not having the hair, we're missing on one important piece of information. Value information, right? Something like this. There you go. Oh wow, I think I'm painting more and spending more time than I should, but I hope you guys are learning as well by looking at this process a little bit. Yeah. So a lot of eyelashes. And remember guys to take breaks, because I feel I'm getting a little bit tired after 2 hours and 20 minutes non-stop. But this is a great practice. I'm having a lot of fun. I don't focus on this, so it's good. Yeah, I'll go back with like liquify and see what's happening. And like I'm saying, you need to take some breaks on and off from drawing to come back and have a better like understanding of things. So if something seems off, well, that's because of that. So I'm aware of it. But I mean, so far I'm pretty happy with it. I'm just practicing anyway. We're practicing here. Little nose, cute. Yeah, that's probably what I will do like after I finish like the session, you know. Just come back with fresh eyes and see what needs to be touched, retouched. But you can also stylize to what you feel like you wanna have for your own thing, right? So hence like the importance of drawing and painting and doing these practices, you know. Let's see something. So let's put all this together. Let's go to liquify. Let's see what I can do. I mean, not bad for a few minutes. If I was gonna do this with looking for more accuracy, I'll take my time. I'll take more time. Yeah, the tablet is huge. I'm telling you. I know it's no joke. That's why I don't draw faces this big. I'll show you what is the actual size of when I draw faces like in my computer, like if I'm not doing like a live stream, so you have idea how big it is. Because AI with liquify. Yeah, the AI that I have in my brain is what I'm using for. Something like this. Let's see before and after. Before. Something like this. Let's finish this. Let's finish this one. Let's add some finishing touches. Let's define that shadow there. You know, I actually know this person. I did a drawing for her. She's a singer. She's a singer. Her name is Tannerel. And I did a poster for her a couple of years ago for her concert that she was doing. So I did some drawing for her as a superhero thing. Because yeah, very inspiring. She's super hot, hot, and beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Some volume here with a brush. Some volume, some volume, some volume. Okay. And if you think you need a darker value for the face, multiply layer, new layer on multiply, and there you go. You can make the values a little bit darker on a multiply layer. And now we have a better value establishing here. And like I said before, with black people, black persons, we can use, we can practice better highlights, right? You can have like a better like highlight placement. So that's another thing to practice. I already mentioned this in the previous drawings that we did. Yeah, we can practice a little bit of those highlights to make it pop, to make it look like extra nice, right? Gotta be subtle with that. You can find, by the way, you can find these brushes on my website by joining the newsletter. You can download them for Photoshop, so you can practice with these painting brush that I'm using. You see, once you start adding the highlights, it's like, oh my god, this is so much fun. So don't overuse them. Don't overuse the highlights. Just make sure to place them where they belong and leave them. Let them be. Just be subtle, and you should have a better painting drawing by the end. Okay, so I guess that will be for this drawing, painting drawing slash whatever you want to call it. Define a little bit of teeth. You can also use a smudges brush. I have a sun smudge brush here that I don't think I have shared this though, but I have one that can smooth the values or smooth the painting. Pretty useful. Can smooth a little bit those edges, make them soft. You know, maybe you want to have some lost edges. And smooch. Can use 50%. 50%. Yeah, so like I said in other videos, probably I haven't said this in this video too much, but there's always a point where the painting doesn't look that great, you know, because you're like figure out, you're putting some stuff in here and there, and then you're like, how can I make this work, right? And then that point doesn't look that great, but You have to like put everything together and then like, okay, now it looks like something that I find decent. Oh yeah, I forgot that she has like a little thingy here. How do you call this? A piercing, yeah, piercing. Little thingy. Septum piercing. Oh. すいません、申し訳ございません。僕は間違えました。Okay. So that should be what I have for this. What I have. This is what I have. Can used to go a little bit further. I'm gonna add a little bit of value. Another extra layer here to define the side of the face, and maybe a little bit darker in the corner of the eyes there, the inner sides of the here, and here, right? Like those like lips more like glossy, because who doesn't love glossy lips? I do love glossy lips. Alright, something like this. Whew! Alright guys, we have 2 hours and 32 minutes. I think probably we are kinda done so far. So tiny, look how tiny. Oh my god, what a mess. Let's oh my god. Can never find the right size. Alright, should we do some quick drawings? Let's do 2 more and then I'm probably out of here. Resolution is not bad. Like if you increase the size, it might get a little bit blurred. So you go and select everything, and then you go to filter, sharpen, and then you sharpen it a little bit, and it's back to life. You know, and you can even sharpen it again, and there you go. It's back. All right. All right. Let's do. Let's do Ryu. Let's do a male. This one is fun anyway, so just to practice a male face, because I mean we also have to be able to draw. And let's gonna do some. Let's drop some glossy lips on Ryu. So let's go with a lighter value, and it's gonna be a little bit more messy. Let's see if we can exaggerate. He's already like very exaggerated, so should be fun. Let's have some fun, right? But the other one was too serious. So more structure. Structure front. Increase the size for the eyebrows. Why not? Maybe one day you get hired by Capcom to do some Ryu drawings, and you better know how to draw your Ryus. Like, oh yeah, well you do female, but no, I can also do my male characters. Oh, so yeah, thank you guys. Thank you for the raid on Twitch. We also are on Twitch this time because I don't think they're gonna ban some face drawings unless they find it offensive faces. Maybe the faces have something strange, but it should be fine. Basically, that should be like the real face in here, right? The eyes, intense. Yeah, male faces are more fun to draw, to practice. You get more lines, you get more wrinkles. You can paint the beard too. Huh? You can exaggerate things. Let's wrap this up front. Remember, you can use the tools that you have available to tweak. All right. So let's go with a thicker brush. And let's draw those eyebrows. Strong eyebrows like mine. I think the problem with Ryu is that he doesn't shave. He doesn't shave, not trim his eyebrows. Then he has like this crazy, right? Which is fun to draw. See? The size of this canvas is pretty big. It's like 8,000 pixels, something like that. Some people work with like 10,000. I think it's 10,000, 8,000 by 10,000, something like that. It's also good to draw these male characters, like the Shin. Right? All right, something like this should be fine. Yeah, so make sure to change your brush size and reduce the size so you can draw bigger chunks of your painting quickly. Do you guys enjoy this string? Do you feel like this was a good one? This is like insightful for you guys. Also, I want to remind you, since you're all the way up here to the video, or rewatching this or watching right now, is that I have another how to draw the face and the head. I have that as a standalone tutorial, but I also have a head drawing workshop for like I did it 2 years ago, but it has a lot of good information, and yeah, so you can actually watch that and gain more insights. That video has over like 1.3 million views, and people really like that video. I think people learn a lot of stuff from there, so I would like you to check that video, check that information there, because all this information about drawing the face and the head, these things have been out for a long time. So the videos might be 2 years old, but the information is gold. And it usually happens like that with a lot of YouTube videos that are really, really good, but they don't have enough views, or like they're a little bit older. Right, so go with like a darker brush. Should be done pretty soon. The opacity is like 52, that's why it's so light. So let's go back to 100%. Can define the silhouette. Starlight. Well, we have been here for 2 hours and 40 minutes. So thank you guys. It has been a non-stop drawing session. If you feel like you have any comments, please leave them after the stream on YouTube. I'll check that up. For people who are on Twitch, you can go to my YouTube channel and you can rewatch everything in there. I have other live streams I have done the last 2 weeks and other previous weeks, so you can check that. And yeah, you can check that, and if you want to keep practicing other things along the way till like next week, which I'll come back, you guys can let me know what would you like to see from me in the future videos. The head drawing was suggested, so that was fun. Still fun, and still doing this. And I'll be posting these drawings on Patreon, and put it on my Instagram as well. Why not? Put some of the drawings there. And so yeah, let's do some tweaks. I actually like Reiq with a beard like this. Kind of reminds me of myself. A warrior. A warrior of warriors. Because I'm a warrior too. And if we need to change a few things, let's go and select all of these and go to liquify. Why not? I think I like the structure. It looks good. I think it needs a little bit more of intensity. There you go. Let's get those eyebrows. I think with Reiq, that Reiq has more of a wider face. Probably my Reiq looks too thin. There you go. He has more of a squarish, more sharp like this. Yeah, it's good to try. Thicker neck. Skinny Reiq, normal Reiq, skinny Reiq, no? Now we're talking. Don't forget to save away. Well, guys, this has been a great session. Like, this is kind of like what I needed. A little bit of you know, practice like this, more intense. A lot of face drawings like that. Yeah. I guess I could. Can we have one more? Alright. I guess we can have one more. This is like a going to the gym training now. Whew. Well, if I'm gonna do another one, let me stand for a quick second, because I need to get up my back. It's very important, guys, to keep your back safe. Reiq, have you ever drawn a male face? Have you ever drawn a guy before in your life? Do you even know what is a male face? Have you drawn guys before? I don't know. Have you ever? Do you even? Have you? Okay. Not bad for the first one, right? Oh, good stretch. Stretchy time. Yeah, I don't know how to draw a male face. Whew. Wow. Yeah, that's right. Actually, let's make this let's make this well, I'm afraid to do this, but sometimes when you flip the drawings, they're like, what the hell? It's a new character versus characters. Need to hide this stuff. Running out of space. I'm gonna duplicate to make a joke. It's gonna be called Morenasa versus Reiq. Anyway, I'm fooling around too much. Let's do the last one. Let's do the last one. Right? And now I can, this is the Morenasa is Spanish. Anyway, just fooling around here. Let's do the last one and we are off. Whew. All right, guys, let's see. Main menu, select folders, let's draw. Let's do a new layer. 100%. Wow, 100% pretty big. All right, well, let's see. What are we gonna do? Should we do this one? Should we do this one? Let's see which one I'm gonna do. This one seems like fun. That's a cool hair. Reiq, it's done. It's cute. Did that one. Did that one. It's cool. La Monica Bellucci. Let me go just practice. 5 minutes. See which other ones, because I have other ones. Oh, it's cool too. Alright, let's pick the brush. I'm gonna draw something else, but give me a second. Okay, just to make sure I have what I need. All right, let's see. I need to see the chat. Where are we? Okay, here we are. Whew. Should I try this one? All right, I guess I'll do another Morenasa. Because why not? Alright, so again, head. See the angles of the head, right? So like that, the angle of the top of the head. It's very important. So we have the top of the box, the side of the front of the box. We have the angles of the eyes, right? So that's what we're looking for. The eyes how you call that, the eyes angles, the angles of the eyes, the nose. I like to draw the nose. I don't know if you guys notice, like I'm drawing the nose more like this, right? Instead of like drawing the nose like this and this. I think having that will help to place the rest on top of the mouth so it looks, that makes sense. Right? So that will be what I'm looking for when I'm establishing a little bit of the nose. Also helps to see how wide is gonna be that nose. Then also center lines too. And then the mouth there, right? You can use what I said before, bigger brush. At the bottom of the chin. Remember, we can like, I'm being loose with the drawing, so not too much focusing on perfection there, but you know, following the lines of the gesture there, I guess. Gesture, I won't say gesture, but like the flow of the eyes, and then the nose, and then the nostrils, and then the mouth too. So focus on that roundness, so it makes it feel more. It makes it feel more rounded and makes it feel more like three-dimensional. And probably could be even more. It could be even wrapped around more to make it more like three-dimensional, right? And like really push that to the corner down there, and then here too, right? Somebody wants me to draw a cat. I think the ones people requesting me to draw a cat, this is not the right place for that. So please, I'll do a cat stream in the future. Or I can have like ears there. Right, so we have there, then in the ear, and then the neck. Kind of finding that side. Remember, like the box. So yeah, something like this will be what I will like working on with more time to create that face structure. You can measure, and that's awesome. Measure is good. Measuring is good, but you can tweak to the face and change a few things. Just like this. Right? Probably like that will be what I need to. I like how this line here kind of goes all the way to the lips to make it like smiling a little bit. Beautiful, beautiful. All right. And do this. We can correct, always correct, see what can be done, correct. Center line, see the silhouette too. It's a mix of silhouette plus form. Right? So it's all about comparing shapes, comparing the distance, comparing the angles, see where this line goes to, comparing, compare. Cheekbones rounded like this. All right. So let's now I want to reduce the opacity because I have the structure again in the back as a layer. Let's create a new layer on top and let's just have some fun drawing, right? I think I'm kind of warm up, even though it's getting really chilly in my apartment. It's getting chilly, but let's go. Let's do it. So the nose, I like that nose, like this. Lips, rounded lips. Are you guys cold where you are? To make sure to use a Well, so far this has been an awesome session, guys, because I think I needed this drawing session, intense, 3 hours, non-stop. Been focusing on projects and definitely, sometimes I want to like start a project and get it run and start doing things, and then I'm struggling with something and faces maybe, because I haven't done like a lot of drawing of faces in a while, because I'm mostly finishing paintings. I'm finishing something, I sketch, I draw, then I'm coloring, and then I'm moving to other things or finishing more projects, and I don't find myself like drawing heads all the time, and sometimes the knowledge just you kind of like everything, right? Stop like practicing something and then start losing a little bit of skill. So same with me. But the good thing is that you can do these sessions like that, and that knowledge will come back. It's like the brain's like, oh yeah, he's here. This is what you were like looking for. Like you dig in there, so you won't forget. You don't forget, but you need constant like warming up, like practice, right? Like that's what I do. That's why I take my Japanese class every week, even though I'm not in Japan or I'm like actively speaking the language right now. But I don't want to lose the skill that I have, the time that I have spent learning the language. And the same goes for drawing. Put a lot of years of my life, so I don't want to lose it. So it's good to come back to it. Alright, this is definitely gonna be the last one because my back is telling me it's time to get up, and that's something we need to check as artists. get up, move around, and 3 hours non-stop sitting is not good. So if you have been here for a long time, also get up, stretch, walk around, and then come back. The video is gonna be here. So yeah, if you are wondering, yeah, video is gonna be saved on YouTube, so you can check it. Another thing, this week I'm gonna be dropping new stickers on Patreon, and then later on my website I'm gonna have some cool stickers of Reiq and me, Carlach from Baldur's Gate. I'm gonna have new original stickers on the shop. I'm gonna have new prints. I'm gonna have a bunch of new stickers and magnets and stuff like that. Also, I'm gonna be restocking some older designs that I haven't posted in a while. Also, some of them are not safe for work, so those are gonna be on my Patreon exclusive shop. So if you guys wanna get some cool stickers there, you guys are welcome to join and see it. We've got a good amount of patrons, over 600, more than 600. So you guys are welcome. Also, my sketchbook, I'm running low on my sketchbook, so might be last chance to grab my sketchbook on my website. I'm running pretty low on those. Yeah, that's right. So yeah, we're back. And like I was saying, yeah, just make sure to join my newsletter if you haven't. You will have access to my brushes there. You will be able to support me if you learn something new. I'm happy for that. Let's do quick. Put some value on this lovely lady face, lady face. Corner of the eye. I'm actually gonna make this black and white because it's hard to get the value right on colors. Okay, this music is driving me nuts. Okay. This one too. Okay. Sorry guys. Can see the chin could be bigger. Why? Yeah, a little bit bigger. Kind of small. So yeah, for those, I know I have some questions on YouTube, and I would like to answer those. The stream is a little bit more about drawing the head, focus on that in specific. But yeah, I'm gonna be doing a lot of original characters as well, like coming. I have a nice project, but I don't want to say anything because, you know, I want to jinx it. Well, good things are coming. Good things are coming. So stay tuned for that. It's looking pretty good. I like what I have here. Not perfect, but not bad for the amount of time. Some things could be improved, as usual. I can see a few things that I can change now. But again, this is almost the size of a, I don't know, of a football. It's pretty big on my screen. So if I was gonna draw the face, I probably will draw the face like this size. But you won't be able to see anything. So I'm gonna merge these. I'm gonna go to liquify. And then I'm gonna change a few things. And I'll be gone because it's cold. It's cold in here. So what are the things I see? The head should be a little bit like that. So maybe a little bit wider. Nose maybe a little bit higher. Nostrils might be a little bit smaller. Nose should be like rounded like this and wider too. Lips should be bigger. Jaw should be like this. Bigger lips, yay! Oh my god, that music is bad. Sorry guys, you have to put it with this kind of music. Something like this, I'm not sure. I'm getting tired, I haven't had a break. So this is what I have. So I'll put highlights on highlights, and I'm gonna take a break, and that will be the end of the stream. 3 hours and 20 minutes. Actually, it was like only 2 hours, where I did an hour over. So I hope you value that. Some highlights. Highlights, 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 more highlights, more highlights, highlights, highlights. Make sure to make those like soft, soft, more highlights. Some cool highlights. More highlights. And then another one. I'll probably be doing another stream next week, Tuesday. So stay tuned for that. These lips highlights, importante, muy importante. There too. highlights following the shape of the roundness of the lip. A little bit here in the corner. Get that soft shade there a little bit. A little bit here. Softer. Have another brush that is nicer to use. Skin texture brush. I think I have that on my brush pack there. So if you guys are interested, but you guys cannot see because it's very subtle. But there's some texture coming in there. All right, well, last thing, and I'm done. I'm gonna use an airbrush and I'm gonna reinforce the mid values, you know, core shadow here. This whole thing is a little bit darker. Here, the top, darker. It's also dark in here. This, like that. Looks more like a caricature, my drawing. Some more caricaturesque vibes. It's giving some more caricature vibes. Yeah, you could spend a lot of time like adding more. There's always room for more. There's room for more. Usually when I reach these levels of like long streams, I get a little bit crazy. It's like a lot of time just sitting down. Don't be afraid of the dark values. It's fun to... It's fun. Alright. I think this is all I have for today, guys. I'm pretty tired, but we did good. I hope you guys also were drawing along with me or sketching a little bit along. For those who are watching this video, thank you for watching the video here on YouTube, checking all of this long string. I really appreciate it. There's gonna be more in the future. And the next week we're gonna be back again. I don't know what I'm gonna do, but there's gonna be something happening for sure. And so make sure to tune for that. So yeah, well, it got better, right? We pushed those values and All right, so I'm gonna put the video. My camera. All right, I'm still here after 3 hours. 3 hours and 27 minutes. We did it. We did it. Can stretch a little bit. Yep. Oh, wow. That was good. That was a lot of drawing for today. I hope you guys also enjoy this. As usual, make sure to join. Well, check to my website, check all that stuff. You know where the good things are, and there's gonna be some good stuff coming this week. And I don't have anything right now here to show, but there's gonna be I'm gonna be re-releasing this sticker as a holographic version. I'm gonna have a lot of cool new stuff in there on Patreon and then later. So make sure to keep practicing. Yeah, have fun. Thank you for joining this time. If you made it all the way here, I'm really grateful for that. I don't know what else to say. Make sure to drink water, to stretch. I'm gonna probably go hop into my bicycle and do some static bicycle and relax a little bit. Glad you guys are improving and getting better with your drawings. I'm pretty happy about it. And yeah, I'll see you for sure next week. Thank you for your messages. Thank you to Christina. Thank you to Holden, Rennie for being so good managing you guys. Thank you all of you guys that are still here. Figure drawing, thank you. Myself and my comics, thank you. Been checking your comments. And yeah, Seal Dragon as well, thank you. Thank you for you guys for being here. Dama as well. So yeah, hope to see you guys in the future soon. Okay. Also to Make Airbrush, thank you. Silver Dragon and Eloise, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye, take care, and I'll see you soon. Make sure to check my Instagram. I have some cool stuff in there. All right, bye, take care.